all this morning we've been talking about how cases are rising exponentially in the country. Delhi and Maharashtra testing more, reporting more, and thus coming out with maximum numbers. But now a DDMA meeting finally concluded and we have more restrictions for the Aam Aadmi here in the national capital. With the positivity rate going up, it's not just going to be a night curfew but a weekend curfew as well, which means come this Saturday, Sunday, Section 144 will be in place. You cannot step out unless it is for an essential activity. Apart from that, all government offices have moved back to work from home. Private offices given the choice of work from home but also asked to work with at least 50% capacity as of this moment, not more than that. Apart from that, the buses and metros, which had been cut down to 50% capacity, and on NDTV we kept reporting it's leading to more trouble, more crowding, more long queues actually taking place. And in light of those reports, it's actually been rolled back. So buses and metros will go back to full capacity now, but masks have been made mandatory. Night curfew will anyways continue. Manish Sisodia spoke about all those curbs, also highlighting how many patients of COVID are actually in hospital, on ventilator and on oxygen support. Listen in.
आज DDMA की बैठक में सरकार ने कुछ फैसले लिए। उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि दिल्ली में सैटरडे और संडे को यानी वीकेंड्स पर अब कर्फ्यू रहेगा। तो लोगों से अपील है कि कर्फ्यू के दौरान बाहर ना निकलें। बहुत ज़रूरी होने पर हॉस्पिटल या कोई बहुत एसेंशियल ज़रूरत पर ही बाहर निकलें, लेकिन सैटरडे संडे को कर्फ्यू का पालन करें, घर में रहें, वर्क फ्रॉम होम करें या परिवार के साथ बैठें। एक और समस्या अभी पिछले दिनों में आ रही थी कि जो हमारे बस स्टॉप्स हैं दिल्ली में, लोग क्योंकि किसी न किसी काम से बाहर निकल ही रहे हैं, तो जो बस अड्डे हैं, बस स्टॉप्स हैं, बस स्टैंड हैं छोटे छोटे, और जो मेट्रो के स्टेशंस हैं, वो सुपर स्प्रेडर बनने का खतरा आ रहा था, क्योंकि आधी संख्या कर दी गई थी मेट्रो में कैपेसिटी की और साथ साथ बसेस में भी कैपेसिटी की, वो आधी कर दी गई थी संख्या। और उसकी वजह से मेट्रो स्टेशंस पर बहुत लंबी लंबी लाइनें लग रही थी, बस स्टॉप्स पर बहुत लंबी लंबी लाइन लग रही थी, वहां भीड़ हो रही थी, कई जगह भीड़ अनियंत्रित भी हुई। और ऐसे में कोरोना ओमिक्रॉन जो है वो सुपर स्प्रेड हो सकता है वहां से। इसलिए इसको देखते हुए ये भी फैसला लिया गया कि बसें और मेट्रो पूरी कैपेसिटी पे चलेंगी, लेकिन एक भी व्यक्ति को बिना मास्क के अंदर अलाउ नहीं किया जाएगा। तो अगर आप बस में जा रहे हैं या मेट्रो में जा रहे हैं तो बिना मास्क के आपको किसी भी कीमत पर अलाउ नहीं किया जाएगा। ना सिर्फ चढ़ना बल्कि वहां यात्रा करना भी अलाउ नहीं होगा। लेकिन बस और मेट्रो अब फुल कैपेसिटी पे चलेंगे, ये भी डिसीजन लिया गया।
All right, Sonakshi Chakrabarti joins us for the very latest. Sonakshi, we've been speaking about this, curbs, etc. We understand the Deputy Chief Minister has pointed that out as well. But what really hasn't got enough attention from that press conference and perhaps deserves more and more, and something people should be talking about, is the number of people inside hospitals now. We kept talking about, and we've seen some irresponsible comments being made as well, especially from netas who don't seem to be following any of those rules, especially from poll-bound states, saying it's like a flu, it'll come and go. But that's not really the fact over here. So far, in Mumbai, we had seen people landing up in hospital on oxygen support as well. In Delhi also, these numbers are finally coming up. Take us through them.
Well, absolutely. The news that has just come in from the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has announced further to the DDMA meeting that there will be a weekend curfew in the national capital with further restrictions on government offices and private offices, mostly stressing on the fact that work from home should be implied in order to avoid people gathering into office spaces. But in terms of what he said about hospitalization, which is a very key aspect here, because remember, in a city when the hospitalization, when the number of admissions go up, we know that there is a scare, a health scare over there. But some numbers, to quote the Deputy Chief Minister, some of those figures, and I quote him, he said during his press conference a short while ago, He said over 350 hospitalizations at the moment in the national capital, nearly 124 to 125 cases of oxygen where the patient has needed oxygen, and also he's mentioned over some 7 cases where patients have been on ventilator beds. Now, he has also stressed on the fact that hospitalization is still under control in the national capital, but he has also said that there is still a huge worry and a huge threat from COVID cases. While he says that Omicron surge there is a surge of this Omicron variant, but he has also said that in such cases, as per experts that he has discussed with, that the Delhi government has taken advice from, they see a pattern of less hospitalization and quick recoveries in the cases of Omicron. But the Deputy Chief Minister has constantly stressed that there is still a huge threat from people turning COVID positive faster, especially in the last few days that we've been seeing that there's a huge number of COVID cases being reported, over 4,000 yesterday and over 350 Omicron cases in Delhi so far. So these are some numbers to be quoted, some figures that the Deputy Chief Minister has announced. But the big news here, the big key factor to sort of break it down for a viewer is that a weekend curfew is back, which essentially means 2 days in the week, Saturdays and Sundays. He has stressed that this will be during the day, so people should not misunderstand this to be a night curfew. The night curfew will still stay in place, but the weekend curfew will continue throughout the day as well. So 2 days of the week, a complete restriction on the movement of people in the national capital.